Let's face it, we're all concerned about the coronavirus. One of the most important things you can do, members of your family can do, is to really wash their hands thoroughly. Now, in this video, you're not just going to learn how to wash your hands thoroughly. You may already know how to do that. But what I'm going to teach you in this video is how to form the habit of really washing your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds each time. Now, if you're like me, you're used to washing your hands after you go to the toilet, before you eat, but I'd gotten into bad habits. I'd gotten to the point where I'm washing my hands sometimes 3-4 seconds underwater, maybe not using soap. That just isn't good enough in the current era. So let's do a quick refresher on how to wash your hands thoroughly. For starters, get water. Water is better than alcohol and Purells and things like that. So if you have access to water, start by getting your hands wet. Next, use soap. Doesn't have to be antibacterial soap. Any soap will do. And start rubbing your palms together. Do not rush. This is not a race. Rub your palms together. Rub your fingers together. Take one palm, put it on top of your other hand, and rub it thoroughly. Next, switch your hands. Put your other palm over the first hand and rub thoroughly with the fingers interlocking. Next, really rub your fingernails together into your palm. A lot of bacteria, a lot of germs, pathogens get stuck under your fingernails. So rub it really thoroughly in circles, both palms. And now, here's the part I had never really done well until right now. That is, end by really rubbing your wrist. Get all the germs around your wrist. Don't rush. This whole process should take at least 20 seconds. When you've washed everything thoroughly and you've been washing for 20 seconds, then rinse. Rinse thoroughly. Get all the soap off. Then use a paper towel, preferably. Dry your hands thoroughly. And then, it's not essential, but it's a nice thing, turn off the faucet with your paper towel. That way you keep your hands even cleaner. So that's the basics. You may have already heard that. You may know that. But if you're like me, you might not be doing that consistently every time you wash your hands. It's because it's just not a habit. We all have habits. We brush our teeth a certain way. We get up in the morning, we may check our email. These are habits we're doing without thinking. You go to the movie theater, you may buy a Coke out of habit. Well, why is that? It's because you have constant reminders to buy Coke. There are Coca-Cola emblems everywhere and commercials and logos everywhere. Why do we check our cell phone 100 times a day? Because we get notifications, constant reminders, pings, all sorts of goodies and rewards by checking our email. Sadly, most of us have not figured out a way to give ourselves reminders to wash our hands thoroughly throughout the day and rewards. Therefore, the action, the actual habit action, isn't set in stone. So that's what I want to teach you how to do. I use a method I've created called the Selfie Programming method. For starters, it's as simple as me taking a selfie of myself washing my own hands. I take a picture of it, and then I just print it out, boom, put it right here on my refrigerator door, and I just typed up the message, wash hands for 20 seconds, and I put it on top. Now, as you can see, this video isn't going to win any photography awards. It doesn't have to. It's just there as a reminder to me to wash my hands thoroughly for 20 seconds. That's the only purpose of it, and it does a good job of that. So it's a nice visual reminder. You know this from other habits you may have tried. You may want to put out your gym shoes next to your bed if you're trying to increase the odds that you go to the gym or go running as soon as you wake up. Visual reminders are powerful. But there are other tools. I use a method I call Selfie Programming, where I simply go to my phone, I go to the audio memo record section, and I just tell myself, along with all the other habits I want to practice each day. TJ, wash your hands thoroughly for at least 20 seconds every time you wash your hands. Boom. That takes about 6 seconds to say, but I listen to this audio every day, and it's the power of repetition, along with the other habits I try to practice. Listening to that every day, it's like a radio ad or a podcast just for you. The other thing I like to do with the selfie picture is I just put it into a photo album with all the other habits I like to do each day, and I just click and I watch all of them go by. It only takes less than a minute and a half. And I've watched picture images, selfies of me practicing the daily habits I want. Remember, knowing is not enough. Most of us are in less than perfect health, not because we don't know what is healthy to eat. It's because we have a habit of eating too many calories and too much food, too much fat, too much processed food. We need constant reminders to push us and steer us in the right direction. When it comes to this flu and basic health hygiene, it can't hurt to have more visual reminders, audio reminders, telling us what the best practice is. It might not work in one day, might not work in 2 days, but if you're looking at images of yourself following best practices to wash your hands every day, and you're listening to an audio of yourself telling yourself to do that, and if you look on your phone or your iPad, an image of yourself doing this every day, over time, your brain accepts it as reality, as the new norm. This is the Selfie Programming method of creating new habits. I'm TJ Walker. I hope you've found this video useful. By the way, the techniques to help you wash your hands better can also be used to help you gain any new habit you want in life. If you want more, go ahead and click subscribe for updates every day.